Hello, it's Oren Prunken, and today I want to talk to you about checkout mazes, and I'm going to explain what that is shortly. But I was at a retail store purchasing a soda stream machine to make soda water so I can save the environment and don't use plastic bottles, even though I recycle them. So I found a soda stream at this retail store and I purchased it, talked to the salesperson, and I was about to go to the checkout, beg your pardon, to purchase it, but I already made the purchasing decision. And I walked to the checkout and there was this big maze to get to the checkout. Like, I couldn't just walk to the register and pay for it. There literally was this maze of different fixtures, retail fixtures of boxes full of items to get there, and it zigzagged back and forth for probably about 10 meters. And I got there and I was so annoyed. All I wanted to do was walk to the register and pay for this thing. And the only way I could physically get to the register was walk through this maze or literally jump over it. I didn't jump over it because that would have been super weird. So I had to reluctantly walk through this maze, and I was just so annoyed by it. But it was actually a really smart decision by the business, and my annoyance slowly dissipated as I walked through it. I'll explain why. So I started walking through this maze back and forth, up and down this little aisle to get to the register, and all of these fixtures were full of low-priced items, things that people normally would like but have forgotten on their trip. Now, this retail store was a destination venue. They had probably gone to this shop knowing full well what they wanted to buy. So it was a destination, right? But there were other things that probably on their shopping list that they forgot, just like me. And one of these fixtures was full of batteries. I actually needed a 9-volt battery for my alarm clock. Now, they didn't have any 9-volt batteries, but as soon as I saw this fixture full of batteries, it triggered me, and I remembered, I need actually a battery. So I stopped in this maze. First I was annoyed, now I actually stopped because they were showing items that were interesting to me. Now, they were low-priced items, so all of these low-priced items, the person going to the checkout, obviously they're in this line to the checkout, they're already making a purchase, they've already decided to become a customer. All of these fixtures are now adding to that shopping cart, they're bumping the value of that shopping cart. They don't need a salesperson, firstly, to convince someone to become a customer. That's already happened on the shop floor. Someone's already been convinced. These are just bumping the value of that cart with very little effort. They don't need a salesperson to stand there and sell those items. The customer has already sold themselves. All they are doing is reminding customers of common items that they may need. Very, very smart. And again, when I was walking through that maze, I was not annoyed, even though about 5 to 10 seconds earlier I was. So really, really smart decision, and a really, really easy way to convert customers' total cart value to something a little bit higher with very, very little effort. So how could you use this for your business? As soon as a customer has already made a purchasing decision for something that you offer, what can you add to their cart that they need, but they may not have remembered, that doesn't need any additional selling to convince them of the purchase? What could that be? How could you bump the total cart value without any extra effort having to sell to them? So hopefully this is useful, this experience that happened to me, and using that, how could you potentially add that into what you are doing with your brand and your marketing and sales, add extra revenue to your bottom line by adding a checkout maze. Doesn't need to be in person, can be online as well. So try this out, let me know how you go. I love hearing comments and feedback from people, and until we talk next time, I hope you have a fantastic day, and goodbye.
Thanks for listening, and if you like what was on here and want more, please go to orenprunken.com.